Hello everyone, and welcome to another Top 5 Records video, and today I'm going to be talking and reviewing the new Tracy Chapman self-titled 35th anniversary pressing of her famous album. Now, this is a long-awaited repress. Why? Well, the original 1988 pressing was a rather common find until a couple of years ago. I remember when I started seriously collecting records about 10, 11, 12 years ago, I would find this cover now and then, and I wouldn't even pay attention to it. But I believe it was 5 or 6 years ago when Fast Car and Talking About a Revolution became popular again. I'm not sure if it was because of a TV show or just another TikTok hype, but record sellers told me if you find that album, buy it because they only pressed it back in the day, and right now it's going for 40 or 50 bucks. And it's a gorgeous record. I mean, if you're curious, I did do a review of this album in my 1988 top 5 video, best albums of 1988. It is a masterpiece. It's brilliant, and it's so gorgeous that this album gets the recognition today again, or even more so. Um, just lovely. Nevertheless, what about this new pressing? I'll show you a bit of it. Here you have the cover with the hype sticker, and this is interesting because it says the 35th anniversary. But this is a 2025 release. This 35th anniversary took 2 years to release. So it's actually the 37th anniversary. I'm not sure what happened there. Another hype sticker with some of the songs in there, some of the hit songs. Then they did a good job here. They did a really good job. You got the lyrics printed. That is interesting because what I'm holding here is a well, can I say booklet? But yeah, let's call it a booklet with the lyrics, but they are translated. So, for example, this is the German translation of Talking About a Revolution. Reden von Revolution, Talking About a Revolution. Ahnt ihr nicht, dass sie reden von Revolution? Es klingt wie Geflüster, ahnt ihr nicht, dass sie reden von Revolution? But it's just not only in German, it's also, this is French. Sais-tu qu'ils parlent la révolution? I know my French is horrible for all my French listeners. And there's Spanish here. I'm not going to even try that. And I don't even recognize this language. But they added it because, I mean, that is interesting. They put value to the lyrics. And she's a great lyricist, honestly. Great songs. Here you have the inner sleeve with, I believe it's even the original artwork, but I'll check that, double check that later on when I get to the original pressing, when I do the comparison. Here we get the record itself on orange vinyl with a replica of the original Elektra label. Now, I love that Elektra label, but with labels, it's also the thing that I've been looking for a US pressing from Massive Puppets, and it's that Elektra label. So when it's tough to find something, a certain label can get a certain mythical element there. When you're hunting down a record and when you open it, you are trying to find the right label. Well, it looks gorgeous. How does it sound? Well, to answer that question, I'll first show you my European pressing of this album, which I was lucky enough to buy about 5 years ago when it already was an expensive record for 40 or 50 euros. But I was working somewhere in the east of the Netherlands. I walked into a thrift store, and for €2.50 I found this, and I was happy as could be. Thing is, I was surprised they did a translation, but this pressing also has the same booklet with the same translations. So in that regard, when you're also looking at, they did a great job. Only this is black vinyl, and the stampers here, this is the European pressing. But it has the famous direct metal mastering from Master Disc Mastering, which is, I read a lot about online. People were a fan of it. Also, it has, because it's pressed in Germany, the RS Alsdorf in the mastering. So that's the difference with the American one. I do not know the difference further, but they used the same source, direct metal mastering, master disc mastering, and this has a beautiful natural sound. The guitar here has gorgeous warmth, very nice definition. Tracy Chapman's voice is gorgeous. It sounds detailed, it sounds beautiful, it sounds full. The record is perhaps a little bit bass heavy, but the bass sounds nice and full. The drums sound good. There's this 80s element sound there, and I did notice listening to it that the highs of the drums and perhaps the overall highs may not be as present on this one. Nevertheless, this is a beautifully defined, full sounding pressing, and I really love the sound of it. I really love the naturalness of it. Although you may have some question marks with regards to the equalizing. Now, having said that, going to the 35th, 37th anniversary edition. Strangely, the immediate moment when the needle hits the vinyl, it sounds very, very different. It's as if it's made of an entirely different texture here. The guitar seems to have less presence, less body, and less warmth. There is definitely, however, definitely a lot more going on here on the higher frequencies. The equalizing of this one is completely different. Tracy Chapman's voice sounds good, slightly less natural than on the direct metal master disc, a little bit less warmth, a little bit brighter, but overall good, solid. The dynamics here are different, and there is definitely less bass, although I wouldn't say this record sounds bass arm. The thing is, the original had a lot of bass. This one has a little bit less, it has more highs, and the difference is fascinating. This record definitely has a different idea with regard to the equalizing. And listening to the overall difference, I think this mastering makes more sense. A little bit less heavy bass, so much more in the highs. But does that make for a better pressing? Well, I think that's a very tough question. I am missing something here. I'm missing something here. The definition is really good, but I do enjoy the texture of the original more. But this, mastering wise, seems to make more sense, better balanced. Not a heavy, as heavy low as the other one, better highs. But I love the quality of her voice and of the guitar on the other one. So very tough bet. This is a case in which the reissue has something new to bring to the table, and it might even be closer to the original master tape. But does it have all the texture and the freshness? It's up to you. So I'm curious what you think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.